interethnic tag.
The interethnic tag. Question number 1.
What is your race, ethnicity? I am a human. That is my race. My ethnicity is I'm white. I'm European. I got some Irish, Scottish, Italian, Dutch, German, probably some Native American in me, but that's what I identify with. She black.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. Was this the first time dating outside your race?
Yes.
You ever had any encounters?
Yeah. This dude in 7th grade, he was white. He was really cute and really sweet. He slipped a note in my locker, but I was not ready for that. I wasn't mature enough for it.
Yeah, this is my first time. Well, so it doesn't count, but I had a relationship in middle school with a girl who was Honduran. She was from Honduras.
And then you kind of talk to that half Korean chick.
Korean, half
in
Irish
college.
girl in college. So that was that. But Janae is the first black girl who I've ever dated. And she's the first girl of any other race that I've ever dated.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the most challenging thing about dating interracially? I would say the most challenging thing about dating interracially is just coming from different backgrounds and like having different viewpoints on things and seeing life through a different lens.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's face it, I see it through a white male's lens. Just learning to appreciate each other's viewpoint.
Yeah. And growing.
Yeah, accepting each other's viewpoints for what they are, and even if they're wrong, helping that person to see things through a different perspective.
Yeah, and I would say he's really good at that because we both have been ignorant to things about people who don't look like us, and he's really good at realizing that some of the stuff that he says might be borderline prejudice, and
I'll check myself real quick.
Right.
She checks me real quick.
And he's willing to, because we were talking about this the other day. I get really annoyed when people say, well, I can't be prejudiced or I can't be racist because I have a black friend. He's a white guy. His wife is black. When you say things that don't make them any less prejudiced or any less racist, what that means is it gives you a greater sensitivity to kind of internalize what is being said and correct those things. It gives you a greater willingness to change those things.
Just because you got a friend who's black or white doesn't mean you're not a racist.
Right, or say racist or prejudiced comments.
Right. So, what about yours?
I would say that the biggest challenge has been just ignorance from other people. Because we've experienced some ignorance. Like, I watch other people's videos and they're like, no, we've never experienced anything, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a difference between choosing to ignore other people's ignorance and then completely being oblivious to the world because of the society that we live in. Like with us, we have had like straight out just racist stuff happen to us. When I was in college, a guy yelled at me from across the street. He was like, "You must be with him for the money." Or
we went to a lake in Mississippi one day, and Janae and I were sitting just in like this shallow bank, and some dude in a pontoon boat next to us was like,
no, he was walking on the beach.
Oh, okay, he was walking next to a boat on the beach.
No, the boat was here. He was walking in the sand right here.
But he was right next to us, and he said something real stupid.
He was like, "Y'all are an MF in disgrace."
Yeah.
So I think for me, the challenging part. But I think for me, that's the most challenging part. Other people's ignorance.
Yeah. Next question is, do you get dirty looks or stares in public?
Yes.
We get plenty of them.
Yes, and we choose.
Janae is more perceptive of them. I don't care what anybody else.
I go through stages.
Yeah.
Initially, when we first started hanging out, before we were even dating, we would go out and people would stare, and I was like, "What? Like, why is everybody staring?" And then after a couple weeks, it like dawned on me, oh, like they staring because we're a mixed couple, and this was before we were even dating. So I go through phases, but now I'm at the point where I'm choosing to be oblivious to other people's ignorance. I'm choosing to ignore their ignorance, and everything is fine.
You can let it affect you how you want it to affect you.
So we're choosing to ignore all the ignorance and just focusing right here.
Yeah, we catch a lot of weirdness, I think, too, because she's this real fun, like, black girl with, natural hair, big fro, braids, and she, point, and I'm just this white guy with, I don't know, I used to have real long hair like down to here. So that was one way that we got caught up a lot.
It's just the way, our dynamic, how we look beside each other in public.
Like our styles don't blend.
We're very
unique,
and we're cute together.
Yeah.
But our dynamic is kind of catches people off guard.
Right. Do you plan to get married and have children? We got married about 10 months ago.
No. We got married August 7th of 2014. So we got married almost 9 months ago.
She's right. Yes, we plan to have children. I want 2 boys and a girl.
I want healthy babies. I want 4 children, but I only want to be pregnant 1 or 2 times. So I'm praying for 2 sets of twins or quadruplets. Make it happen, God. I say that now, but then 4 babies at one time, like, nah, I'm just gonna take it how it comes.
That would be interesting.
Very
interesting. So yeah, we want kids.
Yeah.
We want some swirly babies.
Swirly pups.
If so, how do you think they'll be perceived?
You want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go first. I think they will be perceived as just godly, intelligent, well-behaved, attractive, just great, wonderful kids. And I will never let anybody speak any negativity over my children. Like, oh, can you imagine their kids are gonna have to go through? Like, no, you don't ever catch yourself saying anything like that to me.
Right.
Because that's not how it's gonna be. Like, yes, I understand that they will be seen by the public as being black children. I understand that. I understand that they're gonna have a different lifestyle growing up. They'll have white cousins, they'll have black cousins, and their cousins, might not fully understand everything.
Yeah. I think, like what he said, I know that society will view them as black kids, but I think with us, it's just on our shoulders to bring our children up in the Lord and let them know that they are loved and explain to them that they are black and that they are white. And I do not want them to deny any parts of themselves. I don't want them to deny the black side, and I do not want them to deny the white side, because they will be like denying me or denying him. So in general, our kids are just gonna be awesome little people, and it's just on our shoulders to show them how the world is, but also how they should be and the confidence that they should have in being comfortable in their own skin.
Right. Yep. Don't ever let somebody tell you that that's not true.
Right. And we pray. Like, even now, I'm not even pregnant.
We're not even pregnant.
And I pray.
We don't know it.
And I pray that our kids won't be mistreated, not even just by outsiders, but by
friends and family.
By friends and family. That their white cousins won't be like, oh, they're mixed, or their black cousins won't be like, oh, they're mixed, and so it won't be any kind of funkiness going on and any kind of mistreatment going on. So that's stuff that I pray for even now. So our kids are covered. They're going to be covered in the blood from conception even now to when they out of the womb. So we gonna take care of them.
Yep. Is dating outside your race any different than dating inside your race?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Actually, it's more stuff that's the same than it is different. And a lot of stuff that I want to say is different. I don't know if I can say 100% that that's culturally or because that's who he is as an individual. Like, prime example, he's very touchy-feely. And initially I was like, oh, that's just white people, white guys. They're really like touchy-feely. But I just came to understand that that was just him as an individual because that's his love language. I mean, there are some things that I feel like are culturally, like, I'm very, let's get to the bottom of this, and he's very like, let's sweep it under the rug. And I think that's something that's, but I thought that's something that was culturally, like, not really addressing issues, but kind of just letting them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's so different.
Right.
I mean, I treat Janae as a woman, as a woman should be treated. I'm a son of a gentleman.
Maybe. Yeah, you're a gentleman, for sure.
So, no, I mean, there's different things, you know, but that's, I mean, different people that you date are different. And some things are because she's black, some things are because she's different. But
yeah.
Dating is the same.
Yeah, it's more the same than it is different. It's like I said, it was one thing that kind of surprised me.
Do you interact with other interracial couples?
One of his friends
Black
is
guy,
black.
white girl.
He had a white girlfriend.
But that's no longer the case. But that was really cool.
Yeah,
they were interesting in public because everybody would always look at us funny.
Right, they would think that I was with his friend.
Hands.
Yeah.
So right now we don't.
We don't.
We just moved like a year and a half ago. She just moved a half a year ago. So
I moved around almost 9 months ago. I moved and got married around the same time, so almost 9 months.
So we haven't connected with interracial couples here yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We don't have other interracial couples, but I would like to be around other interracial couples just because it's like a fun dynamic. And when we were out with his friend, who was a black guy, he's with a white girl. We were in Nashville actually, and we were at the Opryland Mall, and it was around Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas, and we were just looking at like the different tree arrangements. And this old man asked me a question. This old white guy asked me a question, and he asked me where something was. And I was like, I don't know. My husband and I and our friends were trying to figure out where whatever it is as well. And then he was like, oh, I thought you worked here. Or like, oh, I thought you were the help.
So like he couldn't have just been like, oh, I'm sorry, but
right. He could have been like, oh, okay, well, thank you for your help. He had to add that that he thought that I was the help. And being around his friend was, was another mixed couple. Like later on that night, he was like, Janae, I felt some type of way when he said that to you. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that validated my emotions because when he said it, it caught me off guard. And he was like,
not that I didn't validate her emotions.
Right.
I recognized that instantly and I was like, baby, come on.
Right.
And
he's gotten a lot better because a lot of stuff used to go over his head because he wasn't used to the level of prejudice comments or the level of racist comments that I just experienced in general, besides the fact that I'm now attached to a white man. So a lot of stuff used to go over his head, but he did catch it, and he was like, "Baby, come on, like let's go."
In that situation, though, it was nice for her having like a black guy that
right, somebody who understood really how that felt, and that
it's one thing for me to perceive the situation and like accept the situation, understand it, but I've never really like fully lived that situation,
mm-hmm.
So there's a different connection there.
Right, and like he's gotten really good at supporting me. And like really standing up for me and standing up for my honor and not letting anybody disrespect me.
What made you fall in love with me?
This is a really hard question because it's not that it's just one thing or one incident that made me fall in love with him. It was like the culmination
of things.
Combination of things that really allowed me to fall in love with him. I can remember one instance where I was just going through some stuff and he allowed me to just talk to him in a moment where he was really about to go out with his boys, and he was like, okay, come on, I'll talk to you. And he just let me open up about the stuff that was bothering me. And after I was finished feeling how I was feeling, he reassured me and he told me that I was awesome and he wiped my tears off my face and
basically told her to not worry about people
mm-hmm.
that were gonna just
hurt me and
hurt you and detract from your general well-being.
Right. So he was so loving and he was so considerate. He made me feel like I was like the prettiest girl in the world. He was very careful with me and very careful with my heart and very patient with me and very understanding to my needs. And he really gave a lot of himself and didn't ask for a whole lot in return. He really treated me how I deserved to be treated. He treated me like a queen. And it's easy to fall in love with somebody who do it and it's from a sincere place. They're not doing it to get played, or they're not doing it for ulterior motives. They're just doing it because they genuinely feel like that. So he made it very easy for me to fall in love with him. Even though I'm not saying that it was perfect and we didn't have our struggles, but he made it easy.
It's all for my looks. I fell in love with Janae. She I guess when we first kind of started talking, I was in like I wouldn't say depressed state, but I was just wondering where I was going mm-hmm. and wondering what my future held. And I am, kind of steered away from Christ and from a good relationship with God. And Janae just, man, she's a gorgeous girl. She's intelligent, but the biggest thing was her heart. Like, she's got such a heart for Christ and her love. She has genuine, like, godly love for everyone, and not just for me, but like just like the most insignificant things to me. Like, she loves with her whole heart. She's an awesome girl. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's patient with me. The Lord knows how many times I tried to mess this relationship up. To get going, she would start to go away, but I would put in the work and win her back.
Yeah. And that's another thing. He always fought for me. It never was, okay, she's mad, I won't let her walk away. It's like, no, she ain't walking away. I'm gonna call, I'm gonna meet her, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna drive 6 hours and surprise her with sushi at her door. Like, he fought for me. He let me know that I was worth fighting for. Like I said, he treated me like a queen.
Yeah. So, and she treated me like a king.
It was a mutual respect there.
She never held anything over my head. Any of my shortcomings. She loved me for who I was. And when I was around her, I just wanted to be the best me that I could be, so that I could make her the happiest she could be. So.
Yeah. And he's really, like, even now in our marriage, it's like he hurts if he feels like I'm unhappy.
That's what it takes to make a good relationship.
Yeah.
You have to put that other person's interests and feelings before your own.
I can fathom better the love that Christ has for me because of him. Because how he demonstrates his love for me, and like how selfless it is, and how just like overwhelming it is, and it's like it helps me to understand how Christ loves us because he gave his life for us. He's just an awesome example, and that's why it's not always easy, but it's easier for me to follow him because I know he's following Christ and he loves me how I'm supposed to be loved.
Yeah. Have a heart for your wife the way Christ has a heart for us.
If he feel like he'll get
disrespect my
right, he'll get rowdy like if he needs to, and that's one thing that surprised me. But he'll do what it takes to defend my honor. Period.
Watch it out. That's us. That's our interracial tag. Interethnic tag. I'm sorry.
Tag.
Yep. All right. Like, subscribe, comment, and hit her up on her other social media channels.
Hit us up, and I'll put all of our social media stuff in the description box. So take a look at that.
Yep.
And if you want to see more videos from Lay Utley's, let us know, and let us know what you want to see, and we will be happy to oblige.
That's it. Holla.
Holler.